What's that? You said ruins come to our family. Oh, well, tell him we're not in. He's probably looking for money. Right. Hello back. Due to time shenanigans, this has either been a long time or no time at all. Due to the upload and things. Technically, I haven't spoken to you live since October, but in terms of uploads, it will have merely been a weekend. But never mind all that. We're back, and I'm hoping I remember how the fuck I stream. And we're back full circle to Darkest Dungeon 2. Actually meant to tab out there and not skip straight to that, but there we are. You had a chance to read it. It's not great start. Glowstonefishing in the chat is with a mandatory flaffle, and then the prodigal son of flaffle has actually returned. S995. Nice to see you back. I actually thought we lost you and Cog391 in the move to the second channel, so good to see you back. Hope you're all well. Glowstonefishing says, stream says Zelda, by the way. Bollocks. Why does it say that? I very much didn't. That should not be what that is. Yeah, it does say Zelda, doesn't it? Fuck's sake. Thanks. See, okay, I think it's okay on YouTube. Just Twitch didn't get the fucking memo. Right, why not? Rollicking good start, as always. Since we're fucking falling at the first hurdle, let me know if audio and everything is alright. New game and all. I think I've got everything fairly okay. Game audio might be a smidge too loud, I'm not sure. Then again, it's quite a bold opening with the triumphant brass and whatnot. Very different to the first game, in a way. Sort of staring at this big old mountain now. Right. I swear we'll get to the game as soon as possible. You know, it's not actually even all that surprising to me now that things fuck up like this. It's just... okay, Darkest Dungeon 2 doesn't want to appear as a category, but fine. There we go. No, it might still be saying Zelda. Fuck's sake, Twitch. What is your malfunction? This game's been out for bloody ages now. There we go. Okay, that should all be good now. Right, thank you for alerting me to that, Glowstone. We'll crack on now, if nothing else explodes. So, in terms of this, I have quite smartly played the sort of prologue and worked out basic mechanics a little bit, just so, one, to test everything works, and two, so I'm not totally in the fucking dark. Because anyone who saw the Darkest Dungeon 1 LP, well, I say LP, we never finished it, so don't know if you can call it that, but attempts, shall we say, yeah, it was a rough go a lot of the time. I've heard this one is marginally more forgiving, but I think it's debatable. Or even debatable if you want to put T's in the words that have T's in them. So, but I've worked out how to do this. There is a like I say, I've done the prologue, so we're going to go through that relatively quickly. Really, Steve? You haven't even started the game yet? What? Quick relative to me. And yes, and then from then on it'll pretty much all be new to me. So let's get going. Black paper, that must cost a fortune in ink.
Ruin has found you at last. My protege, my friend. Our calculations were correct. The ephemeral equation is unbalanced. The Earth spins on a strange and terrifying new axis. And
The
everywhere,
Q-axis.
unbridled consequence. The world is a wasteland of failures past. And yet, you must ride out into it. Unafraid.
This is just what the world looks like in 2024.
Take this.
Nothing cosmic or alien has happened. This is just the
very
state of
last of it.
society.
It is yours now. You were bold once. Be bold once more.
I don't want to, I've just grown my hair out.
Free yourself from this suffocating stillness. Fix your gaze on the horizon.
I do like that detail of all the corpses pointing.
Of the darkest dungeon.
Spooky. You forgot to pay the electric bill. S905 says, salutations, your return got me simply speechless.
Ill-minded.
I don't know.
No comfort awaits you here.
Funnily enough, I don't know quite what to say to that. Yes, it has been a minute, but I have not been idle in the time away. Although, yeah, no, I can show some of the fruits of my labour there, but that'll be at the end with a new stream outro. Goody goody. So, a lot of it is framed around this confession idea. I hereby acknowledge and accept the fullness and severity of my mistakes. Prologue. And then I don't know what this says. I kept thinking it said Rub Captain. It probably says Ruin something. Ruin Captured? Captain? I don't know. So yes, this is the biggest new change. You ain't hanging out at the place as a bit of a state anymore. We are on the move.
I glimpsed it lurking at the ragged edges of your mind. I watched
Bit
its
rude.
venom spread through the veins of the world. And I trembled at its terrible reverberations.
Turn the reverb down then.
The crossroads, where lost souls hope to find their way.
So yes, going to be getting a lot of tutorial things coming up, but I have seen them, so in theory I shouldn't need to read them again. Happy New Year, incidentally. I have said that before, but it was via time travel, so I was technically saying it back in October. Now I can say it actually in genuinely 2024. Happy New Year. It's not got off to a great start, I'll be honest, but never mind. Right, in terms of our returning chaps, we don't start off with many, and you'll notice poster boy Crusader is gone. Renault, I believe his name is, and has been replaced with the man-at-arms. We still have the highwayman, Dismas. I always think it's Dima. There's a French twang to a lot of these names. Audrey, grave robber, best girl, and of course, poster girl. I don't remember her being called Paracelsus, but yeah, plague doctor. Now, as always, you can rename all the characters, and that was a lot of fun. To start with, we're only going to rename one, just to have our returning character from the first game. And but the rest we will keep, and I'm not quite sure how it works with meeting new characters. I didn't get that far into it, but yeah, we'll go with that.
Pride. More devastating than the horrors of 100 campaigns.
So yeah, we don't really have a lot of choice in our loadout at the moment, but so as you can see, some things, a lot of the moves and things are the same from the first game, but the art style has clearly taken a jump in budget, which is pretty cool. It's the art style was always one of the most striking and excellent things about this game, but now they can show it in the animation as well, which is cool.
There's hope enough yet remains of the world. You see, even your valley is not immune to the spreading stain.
So yeah, we're not so much, I don't know if you would have called them sprites before, but they're ironically a lot more sprightly now in the original sense of the word. They jig and jive about, and also these guys who we now, a new feature.
What can we learn upon closer inspection?
Not a lot from these guys. Burning is a new
Observe
status
the
as well.
subject carefully, and you will discover its weaknesses.
But we don't have anything to burn anything at the moment. We've got bleeders and blighters, and bleeding is going to be better against these guys. So good old pickaxe to the face. Just get all these out of the way or it'll annoy me. The token glossary is handy as well. At any point, well, I say any point, almost any point, hit control, you bring that up. I do seem to remember in the first game I struggled a bit with some of the markers on everything and remembering what everything meant. So I will say I really don't like this one. I like that it tells me what it is, but I don't like the concept. Newborn mutation, even if it is technically a buff. I don't like what that implies. The NHS with a noxious blast. That'll do him. I have to get used to the corpses hanging around as well. That was something I switched off before. I'm not sure you can in this one. Hopefully because they've integrated them a bit better. Don't bite my old man. What's his name actually? Because they've all got the Barristan. Which do you prefer to go by, Barry or Stan? Do not let the flame expire. Yes, much like the torch before. Well, the torch is just replaced by the flame. That is on our stagecoach and with us. Symbolic of the last hope and all that. You got a candle. And one of those. A trinket. Yes, candles being the new sort of major currency.
Are you shaken? There is so much worse in store.
Depends what store. If it's Poundland, then yeah, maybe. Also, other characters that aren't monsters, if you can believe it. I suppose you had people in the hamlet, as it were, but they were usually all people helping you. Here, you have the chance to help other people for a change. Assistance encounters. Folks are counting on us now. The last of my jewels pawned for steel. So essentially, they'll express their opinions, and as you can see, the gold glow on either of them means that they're in agreement, which is good. They both want to help, which means if we do help, then there's no problem. Everything's dandy. And Dima helped, and Audrey liked that. So their relationship has gone up a little bit, because that's a whole other new thing as well now. Relationships between the characters. They would throw the odd banter back and forth before, but now there's a whole mechanic involved.
You can feel it. A change in the air.
Alright, who did that? Was it you, Barristan? We haven't got enough rations for you to be eating enough to be flatulent. Now this is a big chap.
Let us take a closer look at the thing, as repulsive as it is.
Wayne June back as narrator and better than ever. So Blight should work against him to some extent. Dima does have a move that inflicts bleed, but I suppose I don't have it yet. It might not have brought that over in this game actually. I can't see why they wouldn't have, but we'll see. Actually, I don't. It even says there. I can just dismiss it like that. Yeah. Blinding gas. Old worldy flashbang. Yes, that still can stun someone. Although, see, now I'm getting... Whoops. Don't look at that when things are happening.
Stupefied.
I was definitely stupefied for a bit there. That was some very stupid stuff to be doing. Academic view. Yes, that's what I was trying to remember. The whole idea of who we're playing as outside of our party. In Darkest Dungeon 1, they were just called the Heir, I believe. Inheritor to the hamlet, the estate and all that. And I actually, because we're never going to finish it now, I looked up the ending to Darkest Dungeon 1 on YouTube, and I'm not that much clearer on things, I'll be honest with you. But one thing that did seem somewhat clear is I think the main character from the first one kills himself at the end. And so our new main character is the academic, as our ancestor said in the intro, his protege and friend, and convenient character from his past that was suddenly invented when they realised the sequel was happening. I should maybe take out the underlings, because big chap is going to take a minute. And the main thing I was checking that for is that, yeah, days is... Well, no, it isn't actually. Well, good job I checked again. Days is a new thing. Stun is what was in the old one. I wonder if me playing Darkest Dungeon 1 to familiarise myself has actually had a negative effect.
Agony by accumulation.
Yeah, something like that. Be embarrassing if I died in the prologue now, wouldn't it? Ah, this is a new thing. Combos. So when they've got that on them, that's the, well, the game will say it better there, but special effects that only happen if the target has a combo token on them. In all cases, blue fiery skull is bad. But it does require a skill that takes advantage of it, which we have, thankfully. And now he's dazed. Dazed and confused. I've spread out the attack way too much here. It's always better to target one at a time and get them out of the fight. Just because you're... For a simple numbers game of the amount of turns you're getting. If they've only got 2 guys and you've got 4, you're getting more turns. Oh, can't even reach her. She might die due to the blight now though, so it might be alright.
The enemy weakens and wanes.
Thank you, Wayne, for telling us that. Weakens and wanes. There's a joke there, but I'm not finding it. What isn't a joke is enemy death armor, which is a bit of a bugger. The way we used to be able to cling to life on death's door, they can do that too now. Not all of them, but if they have this, they can potentially linger on, which is annoying. How's about you fuck off? Okay, now he's lost his armor, so that's good. So this should kill him. Correct. Annoyingly, her ever useful heal now has a limit to it. I think it's a... Well, no, it definitely is a lot better, judging by that.
Methodical appliance.
But now it has limited use. Milk-soaked linen. What are you doing to your linen? Why are you... But it removes blindness, apparently. If someone's pulled the wool over your eyes, the cure is to put linen over your eyes.
Rest and resupply await you.
I don't know, that's how I'm interpreting it. Unfortunately, you can't drift in this, I have noticed. Quite limited vehicle controls.
The fire is lit. The table is set. The inn awaits its favorite guests.
Prologue complete. You have found your fortitude at last. Yeah, it did take a minute. Collect what hope you can and end your expedition here. So this, I mean, these are great. Just like, so characterful. Like, Dima is not doing great. That's one thing I'm looking forward to, is they have expanded the character stories a lot more from what I've heard. You sort of get their backstory and reflect on things. I haven't got to any of them yet, but they sound mighty interesting.
Shall we continue? Or is the lesson too demanding?
No, that's the right question to ask though, because all streaming seems to be very taxing on my brain. So yeah, you're kind of...
Try and try again. You will break through this
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
gloaming murk.
So in a weird way, this kind of astral plane that we're in is the closest you get to like a hub world. And then every mission from there is an expedition. So in a way you're always moving forward, and yet at the same time you always come back here. It's a bit confusing, but we'll get to grips with it. The Altar of Hope. Each expedition you earn candles. For some reason they're valuable, and here is where you spend them. Yeah, lots of different things, different upgrades.
To recall a thing is to make it real once more.
You reckon? Yeah, initially we only have this, which is just like an item thing. Chuck a few in and get an item. Something for the stagecoach, I think.
A
Pot
welcome
and still.
advancement in the science of survival.
Chance to produce whiskey items. Increases stacking for whiskey by 4 per stack. Well, that's not bad. That's got to be good for sanity and morale, hopefully, maybe. We've stuck a brewery on our car. That will defeat the eldritch horrors. Just get pissed. You can't think about the unknowable abstractions of reality or unreality when you're shit-faced. Stimulants! Oh god. We're just getting totally crunked tonight, aren't we? Adds damage, and then +5 speed for 3 turns, I think that's what that means. And give us a trinket. Cruel Intent, unforgettable trinket. If stained item is equipped, you're blind for 2 turns at the start of your turn. Or no, wait, 2 characters are blind at the start of their turn? If blind, 66% crit chance. Well, I'll be damned. So was that the stained item, or does that work in conjunction with a stained item to get that ridiculous crit bonus? We will maybe work it out eventually. You must spend all your candles before leaving the Altar of Hope. If you don't have enough for a full upgrade, you can still spend towards the next upgrade by clicking on the track.
Spare a thought for tools of iron. Such implements will serve us well.
I don't remember that being a thing when I tested this out. It might just be because this is still a bit prologue-y. So, sure, let's get an in one. One of each.
Every twinkling recollection is another implement at our disposal.
Whittling. -3 stress. That's always good. Right, can I go now?
Once more into the maelstrom, in search of what hope yet remains.
That's what I was going to say before I forget again. So I was playing Darkest Dungeon 1 a bit, just to re-familiarise myself. And they say practice makes perfect, but it's weird how... Sorry.
Adrift in this bituminous nightmare.
Didn't want to talk over you. Your voice is much better than mine, Wayne. Denial. Are these going to be the 5 stages of grief? Don't know if that's
The shackles of denial
linked with a confession necessarily.
Destroyed.
Alright. But yes, I was playing that and...
I remember our
Never
first
mind.
meeting in the steps of the university. A collegial handshake that would doom us both. Your insightful questions during my lectures gave me pause, and I recognized in you something of a kindred spirit. Despite our differences in age and position, we shared a keen fascination for archaeology, folklore, and, of course, occultism. crossroads. A place between places.
Glowstonefishing says, think I'm missing something. What's the issue in this world that we're saving? No, that's very fair. The story is not the clearest. So, essentially, our ancestor opened up a big old eldritch portal to terrible shit. And that's been spilling out, starting with at our home estate. They've ramped up the escalation here a fair bit, in that now it seems like it's affecting the whole world and we've just gone full-blown apocalypse. And that might be something to do with, what was he saying, the equinoxial equation, or illuvium ethereal, basically Lovecraft shit in a nutshell. Which I think the point of is that you don't necessarily understand it all.
Pride. More devastating than the horrors of 100 campaigns.
Ah, curious. So, are you a new Plague Doctor? Because you've lost your name. I'm going to be stubborn about it. It might not be funny anymore, but I'm stubborn. The valley.
Forward now, into the crumbling chaos of the world.
Alright.
You can feel it. A change in the air.
Oh, and they even chip in now and then with little comments.
The bulwark of your denial is giving way.
If you say so. Yes, all I meant to say before was I was playing Darkest Dungeon 1 and obviously, like I say, we'll never reach the end of that now. But bafflingly, my first trip out to a thing, I fought the Fanatic, who I think in all the LP episodes of it we tried desperately to avoid, and I beat him despite having not played the game in ages and having never beaten him before. So I don't know if I've just passively got better at Darkest Dungeon 1 now that we're never going to play it again. That would seem typical, but yeah, so that was a thing that happened.
Results are encouraging.
Depends what the thing is. If it's premature ejaculation, then that's not encouraging. Why is that what your mind went to, Steve? Shut up. Mastery points.
In this weighty gloom, a spark.
Weighty gloom. I love all the terminology in this game. Rural riches. Baubles. Don't think I'd get that much selling my baubles. Relics. That's just basic currency. So yeah, unfortunately...
Rest and resupply await you.
Okay. Thanks, Dad. I mean, Ancestor. I think that was the kind of plot twist, well, not really a plot twist, but the thing at the end of Darkest Dungeon 1 that the idea was like we got a letter and it's like, oh, he's some distant relative, but I think at the end of that it implied, no, he's just like related to us in the sense we're all human. But I don't know, I'm still going to think of him as a weird uncle or something. 2 candles gained for reaching the inn. Barry's feeling a bit better. Not sure about anyone else. So, yeah, no one's stressed, so we can just keep those, I guess. That's it. Wainwright. A lot of Waynes in this, aren't there?
A new variable in the equation of your fate.
So, one sad thing that has been lost is that we're not at an estate anymore, so we can't name it. And I did quite enjoy the place as a bit of estate. But now we can name our stagecoach. And we might go through several names for that, but I thought of one, and then I sort of thought, well, I sort of immediately regretted it, because then I thought, well, shit, now I have to go with that. So, we'll go with that for now. Brilliant. And let's bung our brewery on the back of this, which I think goes there.
Bolt it on and be off. The mountain will not be denied.
No, well, nor will happy hour, apparently. But yes, as you might have noticed there, a pet slot. Very intriguing. I like my animal companions, so we will see what that's about.
Learn what can be taught, that you may stand just a little taller at the end.
By which he means, you know, alive and happy and proud, not actually taller. Don't be like that guy who got surgery to reach 6 foot. That's creepy. So yeah, this is taking the place of, I suppose, the guild in the first game. And I think each move only has one upgrade now. So I might be wrong about that, but it's streamlined, simplified a bit. So who do we definitely want upgrade? Well, we're always poisoning buggers, so we definitely want that. Absinthe. It wasn't called absinthe in the first game. It was just called a concoction or something. Pickaxe to the face, more damage. Higher crit chance. Yeah. Sounds good. Make her healing a bit better. Heal for 25%. God, I remember in the first game when it was like, heals you for 2 to 3 at best. You had to start dealing with the, what was he called? The occultist? To get the really high heals, and that was a gamble. As I said, they seem to have swapped it out for higher healing but limited uses on this one. Yeah, your basic attack should hit harder. If you combo it, he actually heals from it. Don't quite know how that works, but I'll take it. Oh, and we didn't do anything for you, did we? Your riposte thing is the most useful, so we'll go with that. Neat. Cheers.
Spend what you can, or wealth no longer has meaning. If indeed it ever did.
Cheery fellow, isn't he? Heat shield. So we got all kinds of just stuff to buy here. I suppose if you want to, as an alternative to kind of the random nature of the candle roulette. Oh yeah, instead of like the slight difficulty settings they had before, now difficulty setting is just something you buy if you want things to be easier. You get less upgrades because of it, but we're going to try and go normal. Like I say, I heard this one is a little more forgiving, so we'll see how we do. Haven't got far enough in yet to hugely fuck up. Cog391 says, "Oh my god, my man is back." I am indeed. And nice to see you returning as well. It's, we're all back.
Fire and rot. Is there no sanctuary from this madness?
Nope. Not if it's engulfed the whole world, as it seems to have. So we have a choice of routes to take. I know which seems more inviting. 25% safe routes, because the roads are marked. 100% assistance encounters, location scouting. That's a mouthful. 200% assistance encounters. A lot of helping people. Oh. It's a good job you have to hold down the clicking, otherwise I would have fucked up there. Get more candles, but get more mastery points that way. Well, this way is lit, fam, so we'll go with that.
Our great cities burn. All that beauty and knowledge. Ash on the wind.
Wind. God, I wish my voice could do that. Well, thanks to our new whiskey upgrade, give it a few years, maybe it can. Four. So, I will admit, when I was testing things out, I only got a little bit further into the nice green route. So, this path looks quite a bit more hellish. So I think now we are in the game proper. It can be hard to tell with the prologue and the sort of looping nature of things. I think you always start at the valley, and then once you start, and the valley is where you sort of loop back to when you fuck up and die. Scouting map data. Yep. Good.
Behold, the great cities of man.
Oof.
Ruined and aflame.
Yeah, so the that first inn that eases you in, so to speak. This one a bit further away. Not sure how we're going to do here. How's everyone doing? It's funny seeing that in big bold letters. I was trying to remember where I saw the relationship thing. That's it. So Barry's neutral with everyone. That's good. So's Dima. Oh, everyone's chill with everyone. That's surprising. When I did it before, Barry was a cranky, unlikable twat. Well, that's a good starting point. Let's watch it all go to ruin. Sorry? Why did you do that? Okay.
A simple choice. At least it should be.
A choice already? Oh, I see. Between a lair, which has a boss fight, rewards, trophy, and a hospital, a place to cure maladies. We haven't gone far enough to need either of those. Oddly, the doctor doesn't want to go to the hospital. And the highwayman does. Let's try it, yeah, let's go to the hospital. I don't want to fucking fail immediately. Well, this is a motley crew.
Let us take a closer look at the thing, as repulsive as it is.
Whipper, Flayer, Widow, we've seen them before. Immolatist, Bernie Bugger. Okay. So... Most of them seem susceptible to bleed and blight, which serves us well, I suppose. Take out the weakest link first, I think. Oh. Okay, that was a buff. Did wonder if you just set your own crew on fire, though. See if we can't stun one of you buggers. Oh, no, I've got to remember that. That move will never stun anyone, it will only daze them. Blinding gas, that would only hit them, wouldn't it? Be better off getting a singular one.
A slow dissection. An unavoidable end.
Whip crack. That's why riposte is good. One of the best moves in the game, probably. And still is. 30% resistance to piercing when the... Seems an odd thing to get from a combo, but... Or we can do that, which has a chance of blinding them. But it can't reach there, so I guess we'll go with this. Well, as frightening as the fire person is, we've been quite lucky so far in that they haven't actually attacked us at all. Right, I want to say the blight is going to finish them off. Oh yeah, I can actually see that totally via maths now. As ropey a prospect as that is for me. Now how do I reach the bugger at the back? I can't, at least not with Barry. So let's just give everyone a pep talk. Or the NHS specifically.
A deliberate and methodical appliance of harm.
Thank you, I thought so. Oh, shit. Actually looked more painful than it was, which is not usually how this game works. That should be them fucked, I would think now. Oh, okay, so this move now, it used to just remove bleed and blight, but it will also douse my flames, which is good. Don't much like the idea of being on fire. Can't reach you there, so we'll just do one of those, I guess. Okay, corpses do disappear after time. That's good.
A simple variable, easily resolved.
Easy for you to say. Money and books, although charred books. So that's just more money in a sense. Although purple money, purple triangle money, which is for something. I can't remember exactly. What was it? That was it. We can look at we can check out the pussy wagon and exactly. Which can get damaged. I haven't seen what happens when it loses all the armor, but hopefully we won't find out.